In the past, the world of news and information was very different from what we see today. It was controlled by a small number of very large companies. Think of big newspapers, famous television channels, and powerful publishing houses. These giants decided what stories were important. They were the gatekeepers of information, choosing which voices would be heard and which ideas would be shared with the public. For a long time, this was the only system we knew. If you wanted to learn about what was happening in the world, you turned to one of these trusted, established names. They had the resources, the journalists, and the power to reach millions of people every single day. This system had its strengths, but it also had its limits. Because there were so few sources, the variety of perspectives was often narrow. The stories told usually reflected the views of those in charge of these large organizations. It was difficult for new or different ideas to break through the noise. An independent writer or a niche expert had very little chance of reaching a wide audience on their own. They had to hope that one of the big media companies would find their work interesting enough to publish. This meant that many important stories and unique voices were never given a chance to be heard, simply because they did not fit the mainstream model. The internet was supposed to change all of this. At first, it seemed like a wonderful solution. Suddenly, anyone could publish their thoughts online. But the big companies adapted quickly. They moved their operations online, and along with new social media giants, created a new kind of media landscape. This new world was not built on careful reporting or diverse perspectives. Instead, it was built on a very simple goal: getting your attention. The entire system was designed to make you click, watch, and share as much as possible, because that was how these companies made their money from advertisers. The promise of a more open internet slowly faded. The result was a media environment that felt chaotic and loud. Instead of thoughtful discussions, we got endless arguments. Instead of quality information, we got shocking headlines designed to make us angry or afraid. The focus shifted away from informing the public and towards keeping us glued to our screens for as long as possible. The old gatekeepers were replaced by new ones: algorithms. These computer programs decided what we saw, and they often promoted the most extreme and emotional content, because that is what generated the most clicks and shares. This was not a healthier system. It was just a different kind of broken. The business model that powers much of the internet today is based on advertising. This means that media companies and social media platforms earn money when you see or click on ads. To make more money, they need to keep you on their websites and apps for as long as possible. This has created a huge problem known as clickbait. Clickbait refers to headlines that are intentionally misleading or sensational. They promise a shocking story or a surprising secret, but when you click on them, the content is often disappointing. The goal is not to inform you. It is simply to get your click and the small amount of advertising revenue that comes with it. This constant chase for clicks has made our online experience worse. It has trained us to expect quick, easy, and often emotional content. The algorithms that power social media feeds learn what kinds of posts make us react strongly. They notice that we are more likely to engage with content that makes us angry, fearful, or outraged. As a result, they show us more of it. This creates a vicious cycle. The media companies produce more sensational content to please the algorithms, and the algorithms push that content to the top of our feeds, making the online world feel like a very negative and divisive place. This system is not just bad for our mood, it is also bad for our ability to understand the world. When we are constantly surrounded by clickbait and outrage, it becomes very difficult to find reliable, thoughtful information. Nuanced discussions and complex topics are pushed aside in favor of simple, black and white arguments. We are encouraged to pick a side and fight, rather than listen and learn. Over time, this erodes our trust in the media altogether. We start to believe that everything is just an attempt to manipulate us, and it becomes harder to know who or what to believe. This is a dangerous place for society to be. The addictive nature of these platforms is not an accident, it is a design feature. Social media apps are built to function like slot machines. The unpredictable reward of a new notification, a like, or a comment keeps us coming back for more. We scroll endlessly, hoping for the next little hit of dopamine. This constant engagement is exactly what advertisers want, but it comes at a great cost to our mental health. and our ability to focus. We have traded the quality of our information for the quantity of our engagement, and in the process, we have started to lose our way in a sea of digital noise. Fortunately, this is not the end of the story. While the old model of media is struggling, something new and hopeful is beginning to grow. We are witnessing the rise of a different kind of media ecosystem, one that I like to think of as a garden. In this garden, independent creators, writers, journalists, artists, and experts can plant their own seeds. They can build their own spaces and connect directly with an audience that is interested in what they have to say. They are not dependent on giant corporations or manipulative algorithms. Instead, they can focus on what truly matters, doing great work and earning the trust of their readers. The engine for this new model is the direct subscription. Instead of relying on advertising revenue, creators can ask their audience to support them directly by paying a small monthly or yearly fee. This simple change has a profound impact on the entire system. When a writer's income comes from their readers, their priorities change completely. They are no longer incentivized to chase clicks or create outrage. Their primary goal is to provide real value to the people who are paying for their work. This aligns the interests of the creator and the audience in a powerful and healthy way. The creator is motivated to produce high-quality, trustworthy content, and the reader is happy to pay for it. This subscription model is built on the most valuable currency of all, trust. A reader will only subscribe to a writer if they trust that the writer will consistently deliver valuable insights, interesting stories, or reliable information. This is a relationship, not just a transaction. It is a slow and steady process, like tending to a garden. A creator must earn that trust over time by being honest, consistent, and respectful of their audience's time and intelligence. In this world, a small, loyal audience that trusts you is far more valuable than a huge, anonymous crowd that just clicks on a headline and leaves. We are already seeing this new garden bloom. Experts in science, history, and technology are sharing their deep knowledge without having to simplify it for a mass market. Journalists who left large news organizations are now doing independent investigative reporting, funded directly by the people who care about their work. Artists are sharing their creative process, and community leaders are building spaces for thoughtful conversation. This is what the future of media looks like. A diverse and vibrant ecosystem of independent voices, all connected to their audiences through a bond of mutual trust and support. The shift toward a media landscape built on trust is not something that will happen on its own. It requires active participation from all of us. The power to change the media is no longer concentrated in the hands of a few executives in a boardroom. It now rests with you, the reader. Every time you choose to spend your time and money, you are casting a vote for the kind of media you want to exist in the world. By consciously deciding what to read and who to support, you are helping to build a better and healthier information ecosystem for everyone. You have more power than you think. The most direct way you can contribute is by supporting creators you trust. Find writers, podcasters, and video creators whose work you find valuable, honest, and insightful. When you find them, consider subscribing to their work. Even a small monthly subscription is a powerful signal. It tells the creator that their work matters and gives them the financial stability to continue producing it. Your support allows them to remain independent from the pressures of advertisers and the whims of social media algorithms. It empowers them to focus on quality over clicks and depth over division. Beyond financial support, you can also help by being a thoughtful consumer of information. Be curious and seek out different perspectives. When you find an article or a newsletter that is particularly well-researched or thought-provoking, share it with your friends and family. Recommend the creators you trust. By doing so, you help their work find a larger audience and demonstrate that there is a demand for quality content. This helps spread the culture of trust and encourages more creators to adopt this better, more sustainable model for their work. Your personal endorsement is often more powerful than any algorithm. This is a hopeful moment for media. We have a chance to move away from the broken, attention-driven system and build something new in its place. We can create a future where media is defined not by its ability to generate outrage, but by its ability to generate understanding. A future where the most important relationship is the one between the creator and their community. This future is not a distant dream, it is being built right now, one subscription and one recommendation at a time. By choosing to support the creators you trust, you are not just buying a product, you are investing in a better future for information.